All right, let me test out the audio. Let me test out the audio. Oh, also, let me leave a little message here so people can remember to hit the like button, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I want to get that out there though. And let's pin it. Okay, let me check the audio and then I'm going to get into it because I really didn't. I know Uranus is associated with this full moon. Let me make sure the mic is doing what the mic needs to do. Hold on, yeah, let me check this audio really quick. Please tell me I hit the right mic button. Let's see. Okay, we're good. Okay, sorry about that feedback. Okay, great. I just had to make sure because that is the worst. All right. I know that I talked about it, but I know that this full moon is associated with Uranus, like it's touching Uranus, it's conjunct Mars, but the Uranus aspect, like I really wasn't expecting that. I mean, and Uranus is unexpected action, feelings, emotions. I was tired. And upon coming on here, but first of all, I took a nap. But and that's all Cancerian energy, right? Like listening to your body, listening to what it needs, listening to how to care for yourself. And upon getting on here, the downloads that I got, spirit kind of broke them up. Like everybody might not be feeling, there are different aspects to this full moon. um there is this like tired aspect, but there's also there can be a very volatile aspect to this full moon, like a very emotional, reactive aspect to this full moon as well. And then again, there's a lot of healing. So whatever the case, this full moon is like jam packed with emotion, with a lot of emotion and a lot of full circle moment emotion, like a lot of culminating of emotional cycles, which is why I think the wounding that I continuously keep talking about, which is why I think that that has been important. Because it's like at this point, I don't know, there's like this, I guess I can go ahead and get into some of the downloads. Right, there's like this nurturing, I don't know, that's kind of coming in. It's what allowed me to take a nap in the middle of my day, like, and feel like, yeah, it's okay, go ahead, like take the nap. It's like this level of nurturing is coming in different aspects and in different ways for people. I hope that that makes sense, and I think that that really deeply connects to the mother wound, um and just feeling cared for and feeling nurtured. And this also, there, I know I haven't really spoken much about the Capricorn aspect, right? Because if it's a full moon, then that means that it's opposite the sun, and the sun is in Capricorn, and that's the father energy, right? That's the paternal energy. So um there's like this coming back into balance, because I feel like for a long time, especially on a macro scale, we've been talking about how much we've been in the masculine energy. So I feel like this is a really big emotional culmination for a lot of individual people, but it affects the collective, right? And I feel like it's going to bring the vibration higher. Um, okay, so let me get into some of the downloads because I am still a little bit tired. um, but I still wanted to come. I just wanted to be authentic. I am a little bit tired. Okay, so I was getting messages about matriarchs, right? And I posted that definition of what a matriarch is, if you guys saw that on the community post, which is just like a female head of the family, right? Like your grandmother or your great grandmother might have been like a very important staple in your family, right? Like think soul food and Big Mama on there. So I was getting this download about the matriarch, and the line that came through was the mother's pain carried down through generations. And I'm not going to keep like plugging the old readings, but that one from Cancer season was about this mother wound that we're at once again. This is why, again, I feel like this full moon is a emotional culmination, right? So the mother's pain passed down through generations. We know Cancerian energy as well as Capricorn energy is about our lineage. It's about the mother, our ancestry, where we come from. It can be about generational curses. So again, another download I got was that a lot of people are reaching generational milestones, right? Like if you are, or you consider yourself to be a generational curse breaker, right? You're the one doing the different things in your family and stuff. You could feel like you have reached a certain level on that journey, like really have put in some work to reach a certain level on that journey. Um, I want to talk about the La Llorona reference that I was getting. If you don't know what that is, it's like a mythology about the weeping woman, right? And how she off there's different variations of it is what I've come to find, but the one that I most commonly see is that she offed her children because um the man that she had them by, she had caught him with another woman, and she didn't want him to, you know, take the children and raise them with this woman, right? And legend has it that you hear her weeping, the weeping woman, you hear her weeping for her children around the waters. So that was interesting that I got that reference, because to me that was representative of the very darker manifestation of this energy and of the wounding. So what I do realize, and I got two things with that, people could really be having some um, deeply seated trauma come up, like be triggered up. Remember, we're talking about Mars retrograde conjunct the full moon. Like the moon is already your emotions, then the full moon, it's amplified, right? So Mars action, and then it's like retrograde, right, where he doesn't want to be conjunct this full moon. So there could be a lot of deeply seated trauma that's being triggered up, and that also is making either some people go into this healing, go within, really find the root of this mother wound. But I'm being really honest, for other people, it's going to manifest as like emotional volatility, right? Emotional reactivity, impulsivity, not thinking before you're acting, emotional immaturity, is what I got. Um, some of the woundings, okay, that some people are dealing with, that spirit gave me, are emotional. You could have dealt with or have experienced at any point in time emotional reactive mothers, or feminine energy, retaliatory feminine energy, spiteful feminine energy, jealous and envious feminine energies, women, mothers who put men before themselves, right? So these are woundings that are coming up. This is why I'm saying those are very deeply seated woundings that really impact generations, right? So this is huge emotional culmination. Like I don't feel like it's very light, and that's why, although it's not very action oriented, I don't feel like this is action oriented. I really feel like it is heavy on the emotions. And so if you're tired, like rest, take the nap. Um, really get that self-care in seriously. What else do I have here? So with that healing energy, it's like at this point we're giving that wounding back. Remember, I always tell people, give people their baggage back, give people their wounding back. We don't have to carry that. So it's like we're giving that back because we've healed our own, right? Because we've healed that wound, we figured it out, or we're onto it. We know now, right? And we also, at that same time, we acknowledge the mother energy. We acknowledge what it felt it had to do, To let me take my phone off vibrate because that's gonna annoy me. What it felt like it had to do to disconnect to survive. But we're at a point where we realize that's no longer needed. We don't need to disconnect emotionally anymore just to survive. Like we can tap back into our natural state. We can plug back into the feminine. Like it's safe. That's the overarching feeling that I get from this. But there's a lot of healing and like we're moving through some wounding and triggering to like get to that ultimate state. But underneath any emotional things that are going on, the overwhelming thing that kept coming through was like, it's cool. It's gonna be all right. It was like comforting. And I was just replying back to somebody in the comments, A star. I don't want to get off track. I'll mention it. So yeah, it's like a passing of the torch. It's like a passing of the torch. Like this is an emotional culmination of a very deep wound that we're all connected through. We're all connected through because of the mother. So the last download is the middle of the ocean one. And this is what gave me like this overwhelming feeling of like, no matter what, through all of this, like everything's fine. And remember, the North Node is now in Pisces. And remember, I said we're going to come up to a conjunction between Neptune and the North Node, which is like, it's like miraculous. It's like everything that we've been talking about following your intuition. I really feel like life is going to start to show us like, see, this is why I was telling you to follow your intuition. So this emotional healing is really big, I think, so that we can enjoy this time that's coming up. Okay. But the middle of the ocean, I had a dream that there was just somebody in the middle of the ocean. That was it. You couldn't see any shoreline. It was just boom, middle of the ocean. And while there was this fear that I was feeling over that, more overpowering and overwhelming than that was the comforting feeling. Like, it's okay though. Like, I don't necessarily know where I'm going in these waters, but I'm floating. Like, okay, cool. So that could really be symbolic for what a lot of people are going through right now. Okay, I'm going to pull a collective card for everyone and we'll read that and then we'll get into the all signs. All right. Please don't forget to hit the like button. My energy like literally got zapped. I feel like it's Uranus. The sun is trining Uranus, the moon, which is full right now, lots of energy there, but sextiling Uranus. It's like I needed the rest, but I wasn't planning on it, you know? So it was helpful, but very unexpected. Okay, okay. Damn, it came right out. Well, let's do it then. So you got the Joker is wild with the number 29. That breaks down to 11, which is a master number. Joker is wild. I want you to see the imagery, appreciate the imagery. All right, let's read it. I think this is one of my favorites in this deck. Oh, this is fairly short. The universe has a sense of humor, but never at your expense. It is laughing with you, not at you. You'll see this for yourself as the Joker weaves her magic in your life, bringing you the grace that is beyond all reason, the necessary ingredient to ensure you win with the hand you have been dealt by life. Yeah, that's literally the point that we're at. Like the North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. That's another thing that I have been really starting to feel. Are y'all feeling the South Node in Virgo? Like coming away from earthly things, you know what I mean? Like Virgo is an earth sign, Pisces is water, it's associated with spirituality, the other side, rest, pleasures. You know, Virgo is earth energy, very grounded earth energy. Is service to others, it's work, it's very technical and detailed, and Pisces is the opposite. They're opposites. So the South Node of Virgo is like telling us to come away from those things. Those things are not helping us anymore. It's time to lean more into the Piscean energy. And that's another thing that I think that's what I was feeling. That's why it was easier for me to get the rest with the North Node in Pisces. There's nothing impossible when the Joker appears. Her wild ways can transform a losing streak into a lifelong love affair with Lady Luck. That is the element that we're in now. Like I just like I really want people to feel that with the North Node in Pisces. That is the element that we're in. Lady Luck. Like faith. This is it. We're about to see. Okay, we're about to see why we need to have faith. Okay. I'm hearing it's unfolding before your eyes. Okay. Strap yourself in and prepare for the ride of a lifetime. The Joker has come to you, and the Joker is wild, unpredictable, and brilliant. She brings you a message. You are being empowered to overcome all odds. So you are going to win. No doubts, no drama, but not necessarily in a way that you expect either. What's that saying? Uranus. Uranus, right? So it's like there's a little bit of like surrender that's coming in with this Cancer full moon. Like feel your emotions, rest, take care of yourself. Um Divine intervention for real. Okay. Uh She is sending the best possible situation to you even now. It might startle you like a sudden light in the middle of the night, but it will be welcome nonetheless. I'm telling. The Joker is the highest trump, the card to beat all others, no matter how much another may seem to have the upper hand. Again, the reference, no matter what you can see or what you think you're seeing, or how many forces seem to be against you. Even if you feel like a lone wolf about to be mauled by a pack of hungry lions, the Joker always wins. We just keep getting like reinforced by the universe these messages of like, I don't care what you see, like F what you seeing. Okay, follow what you're feeling, like go with what you're feeling. I don't it matters not anymore. And the South Node in Virgo is really like popping that off. North Node in Pisces, like we're about to see some stuff. You know, then you're about to have Uranus and Gemini. You're gonna have Saturn and Neptune and Aries. Like we're in a different world. Pluto's like we are in a different world. Um, Okay. She comes out of the blue and changes destiny from darkness to light. She brings the brilliant solution that ends a problem, the way through that is best and brightest. You probably won't see it coming. Another reference again. It will probably be in a way that subverts everything you once believed to be true, faith. But it will be a welcome trick by the universe, a loving joke that opens your heart and helps you realize that this vast impersonal universe personally knows and cares for you so intimately and with such meticulous care. Just don't expect to feel in control of the process, resistance. For the Joker is wild and moves according to her own genius, but always blesses you with what will work best, beyond compare, now and always. So, again, a lot of this, I think the surrender has a lot to do with knowing that we're connected to the mother again because we've healed the mother wound. So, I'm speaking like, even if you don't have a relationship with your physical mother, you've healed that mother wound within self. You're plugged back into that ethereal like mother energy. Like I keep seeing like visuals of like this, like a hug, getting cradled, getting rocked. Okay. All right, I'm about to go into the all signs. I'm going to start with Capricorn. Oh, that is so good. Oh, warm tea just feels so cozy and like super lax, super chill. So I know that is probably translating, guys. I don't want to come on and be like, hi, Jan. You know, I'm just not feeling that. Okay. All right. I'm going to start with Capricorn, rising sun. Let me get this chart. There we go. That way I can see myself and the chart. Okay, awesome. All right, Cappy. So the full moon is happening in your seventh house, and we have kind of been. I was thinking about this in the shower. I don't know why, but we have kind of been foreshadowing this Mars retrograde in the seventh house, and so it's conjunct the full moon in the seventh house now. There could and it's opposite the sun, Mars too. Mars is growing into its perfecting opposition with the sun. So I feel like this is positive for you. I do. I feel like all of it is positive for everyone because all of it is what's supposed to happen. But I feel like this is positive for you now. There could be a relationship or something that is ending, that is literally culminating, or you're coming to terms with something about a relationship, something ending about it. Um, Now, the thing is, your partner, whoever is in relation to you in the seventh house, they might not be reacting so pleasantly. Okay. Mars retrograde opposite the sun and the moon opposite the sun. So you might be getting some very, I don't know, adverse is the word they're giving me, emotional reactions. Okay. And the sun is in your sign as well. This could be to you standing up for yourself, to you, maybe being more bold, coming more into yourself because Pluto has left your first house. So, there has definitely been a transformation in just who you are, period. Look, Ace of Swords, as I say that, like you really know who you are. And so some people that you've been in relationship with because something's culminating there, either something has ended and somebody is not liking how you are, I think, moving on. And I'm saying this because of Uranus, like you could be meeting new people, you could be going out with friends, you could be just really having fun, enjoying yourself, moving on. And at the same time, you have this triangle happening with Neptune, Capricorn. You could also be seeing some things about somebody that you've been in a relationship with, whether platonic or romantic. Look at this. That you haven't seen, that you didn't see, excuse me, when you were in relationship with them, the devil and the ace of swords. As I'm saying this, okay? Injustice here. And the South Node was in your 10th house, and I'm referencing the South Node being in your 10th house because that's Libra and it just left Libra. It's in Virgo now. But when it was in Libra and wrapping up, usually when the nodes and planets get to like the end of the sign, when they're about to go into another one, they're wrapping up something, they're really pressing to wrap up something. And so you could have really been um dealing with someone or people that were more aligned with like your image, or like just 10th house things more so than your north node, that fourth house, who you are, who you truly are, what you truly love, and you have over the past year and a half have grown more into yourself because the north node has been in your fourth house. Pluto was wrapping up in your first house. Like this is coming of age. Like I feel like for a lot of you, different periods, obviously, right? Because everybody's not the same age. um Okay, what else for Capricorn? Okay, this wants to come out. The Seven of Pentacles. You saw who you were building with. Okay, for some of you, this is presently happening, so it's not passing. So it's something that you're realizing in the moment. Okay, what's the next happiness result? Capricorn. Two of Wands in reverse and the Eight of Wands. So as far as this full moon, it feels like some plans are canceled. Two of Wands in reverse, in relation, excuse me, yes, in reference to the seventh house, the relationships, Capricorn. Okay, Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck, like because you're moving on, like you're done. Okay, the Hermit card. You could be going more into self, maybe a little isolated, I'm hearing. Eight of Pentacles, maybe putting that energy into work, processing in that way. Six of Cups I just saw. Okay. Clarify the guidance for Capricorn moving forward. The Ten of Cups, yeah. Okay. And the Five of Wands. I think this is really coming to terms, like Capricorn, with what really makes you happy. And I think actually the North Node, where the North Node is in Pisces, is the Ten of Cups. It's the third decan of Pisces. 29 degrees. That's the 10 of cups. So this is really, and that makes sense, right? The North Node is in Pisces, and that's your guidance. Like, you're going now to what really makes you happy. Now, the North Node in your third house, some of you could be immersing yourself or starting to, it just got in Pisces, so starting to immerse yourself in communities. This could be online. Some of you could be making connections online, meeting new people. Uranus in your fifth house. Excuse me, Jupiter has been in your sixth house. I think whatever it is, though, you're moving on. And I think that your partners, yeah, look at that, 8 of Cups in reverse. They're not expecting that from you. And then, you know, there could even be someone unexpected that you meet that you really gel with, that you really click with, you know, that really aligns with that North Node having wrapped up in your fourth house. They really align with that, who you truly are. And it doesn't have to be just romantic. It could be a friend, you know, like that. Man, I'm really happy I met you. Okay. Six of Swords and the Empress. I feel like whoever you are dealing with, though, they need to find themselves. Like they are having to go on a journey of their own. And even if you're still with that person, like they're still gonna have to go on a solo internal journey. All right. Any lasting guidance? Lasting. Yep. Page of Wands, 10 of Cups, the Emperor here. This feels so free. I just felt so much lighter. My shoulders felt so much lighter. So yeah, the Page of Wands here, the 10 of Cups, communicate, right? Get out there, have fun. You have Mercury still in your first house. Well, you just got in your first house because it just went into Capricorn here. I feel like with the Emperor here, like you feel a little bossed up, as you should. I do. I feel like this is really big coming of age for you. Or really, again, a big culmination of a relationship and really seeing someone clearly and seeing like what you were in. Okay. So also, okay, no, that's it. All right, that's all that I have for you, Capricorn. Happy birthday. All right, let's get to Aquarius. You guys have to bear with me because Uranus affected me in ways. This full moon affected me in ways like I just wasn't expecting. I'm tired. You know, I have been tired, and like I've been trying to share, it's always been hard for me to just rest and not feel like, oh, you gotta do something, you gotta be doing this, what are you doing? Why are you resting? Why are you sleeping? So, you know, I felt like the universe was giving me permission, like, do that, my child. Okay. Aquarius. This is happening sixth house. Okay, sixth house. There could be some health things that are wrapping up for you, and you could be having some clarity around such things, like why something was happening, why you were having a certain health problem. For some of you, it could have been overworking. You've had Mars retrograde back into your sixth house of work and everyday routine. So something about that you're reworking, or something about that needs to change, because with Mars retrograding in your sixth house, and remember, this Mars is conjunct this full moon in Cancer. The universe is telling you where you need to slow down, rethink how you want to approach your everyday life. Do you want to be like going hard every day? Like, I don't know. That's just kind of what I get with that. And for you guys, there could be some emotional reactivity with the people that you see every day. You do have Uranus in your fourth house. Okay. But also, because I kind of get this on a positive note too. Also, though, Aquarius, it could be that because I'm getting like some of you are home. Some of you are, the universe has pushed you home, whether that's like you work from home. Some of you, it was a health thing, like you had to start working from home because something was going on with your health, or it was overworking. And with the North Node having left your third house now, yeah, some of you could be working from home, or just less work, less grinding every day, right? That's how we can broaden that up. Less grinding and going so hard every day. And I think some of you may have been opposed to that in some previous time, but I feel like you could be having some emotions come in that show you why this time is beneficial for you. Okay, the Knight of Swords, you have the Five of Wands. Just in reverse. Swords and guidance. Sorry about that. Tower. Bottom of the deck is Temperance. Sagittarius energy, or 11th house. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. The sun, the devil. I feel like the universe might prove you wrong about something, or it might support you in something. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, so it's a lot of vibrations with this full moon. It's just so many emotions. Some of you have been thinking like a certain way about pulling back in your everyday life. And I mean like a negative way about it. You know, oh, I'm going to miss money. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I got to do this. I got, and I feel like the universe is going to surprise you with that. Some of you have already been leaning more towards, I need to pull back. And the universe is going to support you in that, in doing that. In your belief of, I need to pull back, I need to be at home more, I don't know, I need to expand my business more, Jupiter in the 5th house, spend more time with my children, whatever that might be. Clarify the 2 of Swords, because that's a decision coming up. Okay, they clarify with Judgment, just to confirm that it's a decision coming up. That's also Scorpio energy. You have 4 major arcanas out here, and the 9 of Cups with the 3 of Swords. So yeah, you could actually be, and this could be, like I said, very surprising. So something that you have done in your everyday life, you could be coming to the decision to end that thing, or to change that thing, so that you're not doing it so much or so vigorously every day. Okay, the guidance is the Tower. Can we clarify that? The Star. All these major arcanas. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas. The Star here. Oh, and the 2 of Pentacles. I heard, how bad does it have to get? So if this is a health thing, like, you know what you need to be choosing, I mean, because that's kind of like a warning, and it's almost like, for those of you, and I'm not going to go too deep into that because I'm not a doctor. For those of you, if it is like a health thing, that could literally be the universe giving you like an out, or some, like, really giving you some time to rest, some time to figure that out, to really tap into what that is. Okay, whatever the case is, there is going to be a decision now. Oh, I was about to leave. I was about to get out of this. Okay, so don't push. If you are, whatever you are doing, like, the universe is saying, do not push yourself physically. And I'm telling y'all, that's what I was saying at the beginning. Like, that's what I was saying at the beginning about this rest, that's associated with Cancerian energy and caring for yourself. Do not push. Okay, this Mars and full moon is opposite the sun in your 12th house. Okay, so don't be impulsive and don't take on more, you know what I'm saying, than you can actually do right now. That's okay. That's okay. And the North Node is in your 2nd house now, so you're leaning away from maybe some contracts that you have with other people. Actually, South Node going into your 8th house of shared resources, so you're actually going to be building more of your own resources, and maybe that is a thing that is going to help you be able to pull back more in that everyday life, that 6th house. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. I love you. I pray those messages find you well, help, heal. Okay, I'm going to go to Pisces. I've been listening to this station like all day, and then as soon as I jump on live, all the ads and stuff want to come on. All right, Pisces, let me just get a swig of tea. Okay, Pisces. Full moon is going to be happening in your 5th house. Children, dating, sex life, your business, if you have one, friends. And it's opposing the sun in your 11th house of also certain groups that you're a part of, certain networks and associations, and some friends can be there. This can also be friends that you have contracts with, okay, because it can be connected to the 7th house. So there could be some things that are wrapping up in that 5th house. Children, any type of dating or relationships. And you have the North Node in your 1st house now, which means the South Node is in your 7th house of relationships. So those things are about to change. You just had the 6 of Cups come out in reverse. So there are some relationships from the past, because the South Node can be about the past and things that no longer serve us. There are some relationships, I feel like, that are starting to come into focus. Temperance. Also feel like any groups or associations that you're a part of that restrict you from being able to be yourself or be an individual, right? Because this full moon's happening in your 5th house. Some of you, this could be a culmination of a creative project. So what's happening for Pisces? Next thing to happen is the Fool. That's Aries. It's your 2nd house. Okay. And the Ace of Wands. So I feel like there's definitely something new coming your way, because you have the next thing to happen is the Fool. Your guidance is the Page of Pentacles, like take an offer. And then the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands. I don't think this is an offer from the past, because the 6 of Cups is in reverse. Okay. Uranus is connecting to your 11th house. There could be an unexpected like offer or invitation or something from an organization or a group or a certain network or something that you are a part of. Yep, and Venus is in your sign. Because Cups in reverse. The Chariot. Yeah, you've moved on from something from the past. You have the Chariot here. This is Cancerian energy. And I feel like this has made room for something like energetically. Some of you, excuse me, it could have been a relationship. Now, again, there is an emotional reactivity aspect to this full moon. And so let's talk about that for you. Mars conjunct the moon, Mars retrograde conjunct the full moon in Cancer in your 5th house. There could be some friends who are not happy about new connections that you're making. Your children could be unhappy about new connections that you're making. You could be unhappy about connections that your children are making. Yeah, the emotional reactivity, I feel like, is coming. Okay. If those of you who are like dating or something like that, there could be something that's happening that's triggering like a self-worth wound or not feeling good enough. So watch out for that, and watch out for any emotional reactivity that might come up in you or another, if you realize that. Okay. The Magician and the Creator card saying no. 6 of Swords and the Emperor. Some of you are wrapping up something and you're going to be doing something yourself. That's what I'm getting. So I'm getting the Creator card saying no when I clarified the Fool, but the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. So, okay. Well, I feel like it's making sense. There's something from the past, I feel like, that is closing out. This could be a project. Some of you were working with a group, you finished the thing, or you didn't finish the thing. It's done. And I feel like Spirit wants you to start anew. Okay? The Fool, the Emperor, which is Aries energy. And the North Node, again, has wrapped up in Aries. So I feel like when a sign newly wraps up in a sign, we still can feel those effects from it being in there and what we've learned and what has culminated there. And for you, that was in your second house. So there could be, again, a wound of self-worth coming up, but you really handling that wound. Like, this could be you stepping out away from the group. This could be you like, you know what, I think it's time for some new connections, which is not out of the question for you because the South Node is in your seventh house of relationships, one-on-one connections, contracts. Okay. Now, are some people happy about this? No. Yep, but the sun, that's Leo. That's his home is the fifth house where the full moon is happening for you. Okay, clarify the Page of Pentacles before we wrap for Pisces. The King of Cups. Yeah. And the Seven of Pentacles. Some of you, this is an offer, like you're leaving a group and you're, oh my God, that goes with the downloads that I was talking about. You're going into a more loving group, a more loving community, a more embracing. Like, I see people like, come on in, like you're going into another place where you can actually build with the Seven of Pentacles. So that's the guidance. So some of you, well, that past energy, the universe is advising against that, right? Or if something resembles that past energy, I'm hearing attacks. So some of you could have gone through that. Like, Pluto was in your 11th house. I would not be surprised. Okay, really transforming the groups and friends and associations. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pisces. All right, I appreciate you guys bearing with me today. And I pray that those messages find you well, hope, and heal. All right, get ready for Aries. I'm hearing Spice Girls. So tell me what I want, what I really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really. I don't know, Aries. What's going on? Okay. Well, you do have the full moon in your fourth house. Because you have the most natal chart because you're an Aries rising. So it literally starts off your chart with the right zodiac sign. So fourth house for you is the home of Cancer, like the natural home of Cancer energy. That's the mother, everything that we've been talking about, ancestry, lineage, where we come from, our emotions, our private life, because the fourth house is the most bottom part of the chart. But opposite is the sun, which is creating the full moon, and that is the most public part of your chart, the 10th house, where Capricorn is for you. Okay, so this full moon could be wrapping up something at home. Okay, you could be coming to terms with how you feel about something as well, because Mars is in your fourth house, but Mars rules you, so it rules your first house. So anything that Mars is doing is just affecting you. Okay, wherever Mars is. Okay, so you could be really, I'm not gonna lie, Aries risings, especially, you could really be dealing with some emotional, some repressed emotions, okay, that might be a little aggressive. And I'm not saying you don't have a right to feel them, okay? Okay, and the South Node just came out of your 7th house too, of those relationships, and now it's in your 6th house. Okay, let's get some more out here for Aries. Okay, I like that. All right, I think you're starting to feel this pull, or you're going to start to feel this pull, which again, Aries, for you, is very, I feel like it's very specific and literal. Like, it's going to start to pull you away from like the mundane, the monotony, excuse me, of everyday life, and pull you more into your spiritual practices, your mental health, your subconscious mind, reprogramming it over the next 18 months, the past. Okay. And some of you, that's where some of your frustration is coming from. Is coming from you realizing something about your past, realizing something about your childhood, realizing something about your mother. Okay? Yeah, okay. Next thing that happened is the Lovers in reverse. And what's the guidance? Okay, the Two of Cups. Wow. It's like coming out of relationship with one person or one thing and going into a relationship with another thing. The Two of Cups. It's very interesting. Let's the Lovers in reverse. The High Priestess in reverse. Okay, and the Hangman. Oh, you're getting lightning fast intuition, premonition, just all the things. You're getting lightning fast. Okay. All this Piscean energy. That makes sense. The North Node is in your 12th house. The realizations that you're having about people could be what's frustrating you. Okay, it could be what's really pissing you off. I'm hearing feeling play, so that could be something that some of you are dealing with. And this could have to do with family. This could have to do with siblings. This could have to do with romantic partners. This could have to do with business partners as well. I do feel like there could be a lot of, some of you, okay, could definitely be dealing with a lot of lies being uncovered or discovered, or just where people thought that they were slick. You know what I'm saying? Just simply put, and you're looking at it now with all of this clarity, because it's just so much Piscean energy out here, and I can't ignore it because the North Node's in your 12th house now. So it's like things are now coming to you. It's now making sense, you know, especially things about your childhood, especially things about the mother and how that shaped you. And there's some frustration there. It may be about your confidence. Okay. Oh yeah, and then Black Moon Lilith is now in your 8th house. And you're the ones I've been talking about. You've been carrying the family on the back, you know, some of you, or you've been supporting somebody in relationship. And, you know, Black Moon Lilith in your 8th house now too, it could really be coming to your attention. Like some people have been users. And so that South Node in the 6th house is going to take everything heavy out of your everyday life. Gotta go. Anything draining you to the point of like misery and you can't enjoy your everyday life. This is why this is a great time for you, Aries, to get into your spiritual practices. Like get into that stuff, really get deep in there. Or if it's therapy, or if it's, you know, reprogramming your subconscious mind so that you can manifest better, right? But that wounding, that's why we're at this Cancer full moon, because we got to get to this emotional culmination. So that way we can lighten up and start to, you know what I'm saying? Really, like I said, enjoy what's coming in. Clarify the Two of Cups guidance before we wrap. I don't know why I felt like I was talking to Capricorn. I don't know if that means anything. 10th house, sun is there. Two of Cups, Seven of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, some of you are coming out of relationship, or you're out of relationship, or even if you have been single for a long time, right? You could be, again, having this lightning fast intuition come in about in aha moments and revelations about why something didn't work, the type of person that somebody was. It's like the veil is lifting, especially with the North Node in your 12th house. You're seeing things from a more spiritual or godly like perspective. And 10 of Pentacles here, I think that the South Node coming out of your 7th house has taught you a lot about relationship and the type of people you want to be in relationships with. So, you know, deal with the frustration, deal with the anger, okay, of this full moon, or the releasing of emotions in connection to a lot of the things that you've been through, in connection to other people and relationships and feeling unheard, unseen. Like I see all this in here. So because the Two of Cups, Seven of Cups, and then start to get into the emotions of like the love that you really want for yourself, right? Because you're healing this wound. You like are really healing this wound from the root, 4th house. Okay. And and really start to like, North Node is in Pisces, dream it up. What kind of partner do you want? Like, what kind of relationships do you see yourself in? How do you see your everyday life? You know, how is your spirituality a part of that too? What people are not going to be able to stick around because their vibration is just too heavy. Okay, that's what I have for you, Aries. I appreciate you. I love you. Pray these messages find you well, help and heal. Then get to Taurus. All right, Taurus, third house. Okay, Taurus, so it's happening in your third house. That's communications, the house of Gemini, so Mercury. It's the house of siblings. It's the house of like your community, right? Short trips, things like that. It can also be your car. Okay, so short travel. There could be something that's wrapping up with that. And you have the sun in your ninth house. That is the opposite of the third house. So that's long distance travel. That's the higher mind, not our learning mind, like that we learn, you know, like lower grade school stuff, those basic skills. This is the higher mind. This is like the God house, right? And it's opposing that third house energy. Okay. Taurus, I feel like a lot of you, Uranus is in your sign, so it's in your first house. I feel like you want to break free. Four of Wands in reverse. Mars retrograde in that third house. So you could want to break free from what is familiar to you. This could literally be like your community. You want to take a surprise trip. You want to just go because you're feeling repressed, or you're feeling stuck in your mind, or you're feeling, excuse me, stagnant in certain groups that you're in. However, I want you to not be super impulsive. Again, I don't think that this Cancer full moon is very action oriented because Mars is retrograde and it's conjunct the full moon. And so it can be emotionally impulsive. Judgment in reverse, Page of Wands and the Four of Wands in reverse. Watch for impulsivity. Okay, I'm going to say that. Watch for impulsivity. Because, all right, Mars rules your 12th house and Chiron is there. Be sure that any actions that you're taking are not because you feel triggered, right? And I gotta go, like, I need to escape this wound, I don't want to sit in these feelings, type of thing, you know. Because I see that. Okay. Especially if this is like in a group setting, like, I don't know, it could be something that's like feeling isolated or picked on or something like that. Okay, next thing to happen, Five of Wands in reverse. Guidance. Oh, the guidance is the Devil. All right, and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, let's talk. Five of Wands in reverse. I'm hearing de-escalation. Okay, I'm hearing de-escalation. Because again, Mars retrograde in the third house conjunct this full moon could be clashes in community, clashes in people that you commune with. And it could be because of differences of opinions. It could be because you are different and you are expressing yourself differently. Yeah, Uranus connected here, and you could be right, but there could be emotional reactivity that you're met with. Okay, yeah, and you have the South Node now in your fifth house, so you know, don't bother with people who are thinking like, oh, Taurus is too good for us, or Taurus is acting like this, Taurus is acting like that, or Taurus thinks they know it all. You know, just ignore stuff like that. I'm telling you, the full moon can get violent with that Mars retrograde conjunct the moon. It's just not worth it. And so North Node in your 11th house is going to be very purposeful. See, yeah, Queen of Wands in reverse, Three of Pentacles. All right, so cool. You've gotten too big for certain groups. You've gotten too big for certain communities. You're right. And so you could feel stifled. You could very much feel stifled with that Mars retrograde in your third house. So yeah, Three of Pentacles here, North Node in your 11th house of friends and networks, associations. You're going to be meeting new people. So let it go. Let it go. Let them have their opinions. Let them think what they want to think. Okay, you're thinking from a higher perspective anyway. Mercury is in your 9th house. Clarify the Devil, the Queen of Swords. Be the bad guy. And all I mean by that is have your boundaries and don't make you don't have to explain shit. Okay, I feel like you're just like, just say that. seriously you don't. I don't. Just have your boundaries, Taurus, because a new community is coming in. You're being ushered into a new community. Oh right, and you are the ones that I said were the superstars. I was looking at your chart. I'm like, oh, you're gonna be public. Like something is very public with you. Yeah, there could be haters about that, or there could just be people that they just don't align with this new mission that you're on. There will be new people. Okay, North Node in your 11th house for the next 18 months. There will be new people to help you with whatever this new mission is. Okay, so just watch for emotional reactivity on your part. You can only control yourself, but there could be people who are not agreeing with you, and they have these opinions about you. Ignore it. Ignore it. Ignore it. You're thinking highly. Mercury in the 9th house. It's gonna work out. North Node in the 11th house. The right people, the right support, the right communities are coming in. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. Okay. So, hey, Yellow Rose 48, good evening. Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure. I was a little low energy, but I still wanted to come on. So, thank you. All right, Taurus. So, that's what I have for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get to Gemini. Okay. I'm going to get to Gemini. I'm hearing a song, guys, but it's not clear. I don't know what song it is yet. It's not clear. Okay. So I'll sing it if it comes through. Okay, Gemini. All right, you're going to be having this in your 2nd house. Okay. It's a house of self-worth. It's a house of finances, but like your assets and like what you own and what you've acquired for yourself. And I think, how you feel about that or the lack thereof there, right? So you can have something going on there, a really big culmination when it comes to self-worth, how you feel about yourself and what you feel you're worthy of. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, I wasn't getting that, but it's coming up. Okay, for some of you, there could be an unexpected financial thing that happens. And this would have to be, I assume, because the sun is in your 8th house of shared finances, Mercury is there. This would have to be something that you have like with somebody else. So for example, like just like a joint account, right? Say for instance, like you and your partner, you have a joint account. Unexpected fee has come up from the past, you didn't know about it. There could be something like that happens. And for some of you, it could be connected to work. Okay, for some of you, that could be connected to work because you have North Node now in your 10th house, Saturn there, Neptune there. Some of you could be seeing something. Okay. Some of you could be seeing an error in something, some sort of paperwork. Okay, Mercury's in your 8th house as well. This is documents. This is the contracts that we share with people. Okay, 8th house. This whole axis for you, 2nd house, 8th house, is a financial axis, and then it's connecting because they're both touching Neptune. Is your 10th house. That's career, that's your status, that's public image, all of that. So that's what I'm saying, like something could come where you are where you're seeing an error. Like for example, you work X amount of hours, but like 3 of them are missing from the check, and it was from like 2 pay periods ago, like so something like that could come through as well. I feel like that's more on like the mundane scale of things. But I feel like on a deeper level, this culmination in your 2nd house of self-worth connecting now because North Node is in your 10th house of career, public image, status. I feel like this is huge because whatever is about to take place over the next 18 months is going to transform your career, it's going to transform your public image, your status in life. And so we need a healthy self-worth. So I really think that this is important there. Okay, you have the Mother Star saying yes. Let's get the rest of the cards out. Yes, getting lots of rest. Shamelessly. Okay, Mother Star, 8 of Cups, Justice. Okay, some of you could be wrapping up a financial responsibility. The next thing to happen is the Page of Pentacles. It's an offer. I am hearing cutting ties. So yeah, come on now. And the 6 of Wands is the guidance. I'm sorry because I just heard like run me my money. Okay, run me my money. I feel like, okay, they're saying this specifically for you. Even if this is not something, because we have to remember, like with the full moon, with any cycles, like it's not that everything is just happening because we are in the full moon. We're in it. It happened at 5:26. We're still in the full moon. It's not, everything is not going to happen at 5:26. Boom, on a dot, all the full moon combinations. Like, so this stuff can like really play out from like 6 months to a year till we reach this point again. Okay. I feel like you're winning. You're gonna win. Whatever this is, you're gonna win. And not only that, I don't know, why does this feel like a climb back to the top? Some of you have been dealing with a lot, and this, okay, Spirit, come on, cook. Because the moon connecting to this Mars retrograde for you, this self-worth is more important, I feel like, than I was getting initially. The North Node is now climbed back up to the most public part of your chart, Gemini. Okay, whatever's about to happen over this next year and a half, you're going to be seen. Like, we're going to see you. The North Node is in your public house. So this is very visible. So if this is a win, if this is some type of legal thing, because the 8th house can be that Pluto's in your 9th house, if this is some type of legal thing, it's going to be witnessed. Like, it's going to see, or it's going to change your status. Okay, clarify. Yeah, cutting ties. Yep, 8 of Wands. That's forward momentum. And the Ace of Wands. I feel like a lot of you are freeing yourself from something. Again, Mars retrograde in the 2nd house. I do feel like it's financial. I do feel like it has to do with like your place in life, like, and I feel like this is a full circle moment. This is why the culmination part of all of this is so, I feel like, resonant for me. Like, this feels like full circle moment, like you've built yourself back up through some tough times, and like, I don't know, like, well, what is happening? 6 of Wands is also very public, and that's your guidance. 6 of Wands, like, be seen, be congratulated. Clarify the Page of Pentacles. Let's see what that's about. Excuse me. The 8 of Swords in reverse. 10 of Cups and the Strength card. Okay. This is like, pinch me. Is it over? Is this like the hard time? Something about a hard time is really ending here. And I feel like I told everybody, this Uranus energy that's connected to this full moon is really surprising. Like I said, the way that it has manifested for me, I'm like, wow, I just was not getting it this way. You can really be surprised, Gemini. Okay. And I think that this is saying, like, when this levity, because that's what this feels like, lightness comes in, enjoy it, but stay true to yourself. Okay. because the that's just so sweet. And we're going to end it on that. Stay true to yourself, because the universe can take you through that same cycle again. Okay? Stay true to yourself, because the South Node is going to be in your 4th house now. Make sure that you stay true to yourself now that you're up here and the North Node's in that 10th house and we're seeing you and you're glowing and your status, and stay true. Okay? All right. That is what I have for you, Gemini. I appreciate you guys. I pray those messages find you well, help heal. Let's get to Cancer, the stars of the show today. All right, Cancerians. Get some tea. This tea is busted. I've been trying to replace my coffee with tea more often. Trying to care for myself. Trying to care. Treat thyself a little bit better. A little bit better. Okay, Cancerians, you're the star. It's going to be happening in your 1st house of you, okay? But it also means that Mars retrograde is conjunct the full moon in your 1st house. Now, Mars naturally rules your 10th house of your public image, your career, your reputation, your status, the most public house for you. And then you have the sun in your house of relationships. Okay. And Uranus in your friend groups. Ooh. Okay. So first off, what I'm saying is you guys could be getting validation or some type of help or support from a certain friend or a certain community. For some of you, this can have to do with work, like your work colleagues are very helpful, very impactful, and like teaching you more, getting ahead, because you have the North Node in your 9th house now of like higher learning. This could even be that over the next year and a half, your faith is changing. Something is changing about your faith. Okay. I think that you have been, this is a big culmination for you too, of confidence, of really standing in who you are. And so people in your relationships could be seeing you a lot differently. And I think for you, Cancerians, because Mars is in your 1st house, I think that some people in your relationships could really maybe be surprised, okay, by your assertiveness, because Mars is not direct yet in your 1st house. It's retrograde. So there could be this like repressed or unsure. Can I stand up for myself? Unsure, but you're stepping into it. You know what I'm saying? You're stepping into it. And I feel like people definitely see that. People definitely notice that. Okay, you have the World. Yeah, and the North Node has wrapped up in your 10th house. So there's definitely things that are still trickling in as a result of the culminating energy of that North Node leaving your 10th house. So, you might be looking bossed up in your career space too now, with the North Node having left there. It's taught you many things about who you are, who you can be, right? You've seen yourself in a new light. Okay, now the South Node in your 3rd house now, though, that's going to pull you away from certain communities. Okay, you have the North Node in the 9th house now. So it's time to think bigger. Okay, and I feel like that is what you're going to be going through. Okay, what's the next thing to happen as a result of this full moon? You have the 4 of Swords. Guidance is the King of Wands. Oh, okay. And the Hangman, I heard, where do you want to go next? North Node in 9th house. Now, some of you maybe starting to like look overseas or look internationally for something. Okay. Some of you could be doing that. Or even if it's not overseas or internationally, the 9th house is further away, right? Because now you have the South Node in your third house of community and things like that. So you could be leaving a community. You literally have the World out here, the Eight of Wands, and the Six of Swords. Four of Swords, the Hangman. It's like, think about it. Think about it. Think on it. You know? Clarify the world. The Devil. Okay. Where's that South Node? Yeah. Judgment and the Fool. I don't know that this decision. So this is what I was just saying. Like with the full moon, it's not like everything's going to happen like right at the minute of the full moon. I feel like for you, this is not. It's not in your face yet. This does not feel like it's in your face yet. This feels like this is something that is coming down the line. Remember, this full moon touched Uranus. Excuse me, who's very unexpected. Okay, so I feel like there is something coming in that you're going to have to think about. Okay. Words about Justice card. That's Libra. That's your fourth house. Yeah, some of you might be moving. I don't know if that might not make sense to you right now, though. Clarify the Four of Swords. We're in that energy. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Six of Wands and the Nine of Cups. Yeah, you're really going to have to think about something. Four of Swords, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. They don't want you to make a rush decision. Clarify the King of Wands. Some of you, this could be about work, for work. King of Wands and the Ten of Cups. All right, Ten of Pentacles. If I could sum this up, for a long time, 1-11-11, when I'm saying this, for a long time, you have not considered what it is that you have wanted. You've always maybe considered like the people you've been in a relationship with or something. And I feel like you're having decisions now. This is why the North Node's in your ninth house. You get to really change a lot how you look at life, like how you view life, your philosophies on life, what governs the way you live your life. Like, and I feel like you're going to have a lot more opportunities to take a different direction, like to go on more adventures and things too. Now, Pluto left your seventh house of relationships. Hopefully those people can go with you. But I feel like with Uranus in your 11th house, there are communities that are supportive of you. I'm hearing tech. Why am I hearing that? Tech? Some of you might be into like, I don't know, technology or something. You become a part of like a technology community. Something that, what that tells me is like a community that will support where you're going next. Okay. And again, I feel like for you, Cancerian, I don't know why this energy feels further out. I'm hearing prepare. It doesn't feel bad, and it doesn't feel like anything that you should be like worried or like stressed about or like anticipating. Please don't be an anticipatory energy. Just flow, care for yourself, get comfortable with your assertiveness, because Mars is going to go direct in your first house. So yeah, we're going to be feeling all the Cancerian energy. And this is a big moment for you, I feel. Okay, because a lot of us have seen your transformation over the past year and a half, because the North Node has left your 10th house. So, all right, that's what I have for you, Cancerians. I love you. I pray those messages find you well, help and heal. I'm going to go to Leo. Okay, Leo. 12th house, the subconscious mind, the past. Okay, I heard that. As soon as I said the past, they showed me a top being screwed over a bottle. So like really putting something in the okay, now they're showing me that bottle floating. So it's like message in a bottle type of thing, you know? But it's giving me like farewell, like sending something off for good. And that's the 12th house. That's what the 12th house is about. Mars retrograde there. This could be something though that has plagued you for some time. Something that has really impacted or been embedded into your subconscious mind, right? And you could be seeing with the sun in your sixth house how that thing or event, traumatic event, whatever it is, or trigger has affected your everyday life, affected maybe even your health, because we're talking sixth house, the sun is there, Pluto just left there. So, we're seeing the remnants of that. So you could really be coming to terms with how something has really affected you. Okay. And Uranus in the 10th house, that's interesting. Like it could be in a way where, where you could be seeing how something affected you by an unexpected, maybe like reaction that you have. Because Uranus is in the 10th house and it's so public. Or this could be something about work as well. Something unexpected that happens with work that helps you see something. And I'm going to say for some of you, this could be like unexpected support. Unexpected, and that you know what? Yeah, and that goes with the Cancerian energy, because I'm like, yeah, what? But I'm feeling that. This could be unexpected support that you doubted was there, that you didn't know was there. And that could be because there was a deep wounding that this Mars retrograde in your 12th house. That's the subconscious. That's deep, So it could be that there was something that happened in our past. This is 12th house energy that disconnected us from feeling that community or feeling that support or accepting it. I hope that makes sense. All right, let's see. For Leo. And now the North, yeah, man. And the North Node's in your 8th house now of deeply connecting. Yeah, with Neptune touching this, is like you're realizing this. You're realizing where a lack of connection has come from, right? So you have the Ace of Wands in reverse, or why you maybe couldn't progress in something, or right, or in work for some of you, because we're talking 6th house, 12th house, 10th house. It was from a subconscious wounding, and anything that is embedded in our subconscious mind is running our life, period. Anything that is embedded in our subconscious mind is running your life. Okay, yeah, Ace of Wands in reverse, the 5 of Cups. So I'm hearing like start again, start again. So there was this constant like revolving, like start again, stop, right? Yes, North Node in the 8th house. Yes, oh my God, in the 5 of Pentacles. This was a void of connection, feeling a void, I feel like, of connection. And that I feel like it could have felt very isolating. Yeah, South Node in the 3rd house, feeling the South Node just left your 3rd house. So, some of you were isolated from certain communities so that you could go into deeper connecting communities, like, right? North Node in the 8th house now. South Node in that 2nd house, less about like what people have and all this stuff. Okay, what's the next thing to happen here for Leo? Temperance. Look at that. Next thing to happen is temperance. That's peace, harmony, like seriously. So this is coming into a deeper life experience because there's been a barrier that's been removed, like from the subconscious mind, that is allowing you to either, you know what, some of you couldn't accept or see support that is around you or that's trying to come in now, because you have the South Node in your 3rd house. So some of you, it was hard to disconnect from certain communities that you couldn't see were not serving you anymore, or that were like literally against you. Clarify the guidance for Leo. The guidance is the Fool in the Chariot. Yes, go into these new connections, go into whatever connects you deeply to life, deeply to other people from a soul level. Okay, yeah, Chariot there, that's the full moon. And the 3 of Wands there. Sorry, it's out of the camera view. The 3 of Wands, that's exploring. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be fun. right? Now, you might be feeling the emotional part of it. It is in your 12th house. You could be sleepy. You could be very tired. Your body's calling you to rest. Okay. But I do feel like you're going to be connecting with people who, again, North Node in the 8th house, who had that Virgo. Virgo is wrapping that up. It's a deeper, it's connecting to life in a deeper way, not just going through the motions of life and this is what I have to do, you know. No, it's like intimately connecting. It's right. So this is community. Okay. So that's what I have for you, Leo. All right. I'm gonna wrap that up and go to Virgo, who I was just mentioning. I appreciate you, Leo. I pray those messages find you well, hope, and heal. All right, Virgo. Get some tea. That's sensitive. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I thank you, Yellow Rose. I really try to be, so I really appreciate that. Okay. Um, Virgo, it's happening in your 11th house. I was just talking about you to Leo, by the way. This is happening in your 11th house. This is groups, organizations. It can be friends. It is on that axis of friends because it's opposing the 5th house. That's friends. Um, this is also hopes, dreams. It's humanity. It's the people because it's the natural house of Aquarius. So, you know, it connects us to other people naturally. So there could be something wrapping up there, something that's coming to a culmination, an emotional culmination at that. Now, Mars rules your 8th house, okay, because that's where Aries is for you. The sun is opposing this full moon in your 5th house. You could be breaking free from certain groups to express yourself more freely. You just had the North Node come out of your 8th house, so you have learned a lot about connecting deeply and just being who you are, even if that's deeply weird and like mysterious. And sometimes you want to talk about like deeply weird thing, you know, that's all 8th house stuff. And the Node just went through the 8th house for you, and that's Aries for you. So you're passionate about connecting deeply with people, and now you're taking that into your 7th house of one-on-one relationships. So now you're going to be attracting the right people. And so this full moon for you could be about really coming to terms with like groups that you're no longer a part of, where you may have compromised yourself in the past. You know, over compromising, I feel like can also be an aspect of the 8th house where Chiron is, and where you have learned to connect deeply but not to compromise your self-worth in that, right? Because if the North Node was in your 8th house, the South Node was in your 2nd house of self-worth. So you had learned a lot about where real self-worth really comes from. And if the South Node is in your 2nd house, then it doesn't come from your assets. It doesn't come from the fancy things that you own, right? And so that helped you be able to like weed out certain connections or life experiences that just were not for you anymore. And so I feel like, really, I feel like this full moon in Cancer is just wrapping that up. So let's see what your tarot spread says, though. Okay, so you have the star in reverse. Oh, wow, that's a very clear message. Some of you were in certain groups literally to help like heal certain people. And I don't want that to sound like narcissistic or anything, but like seriously, placed in certain groups. And now it's just like a season, right? Like seasons. That time is done. 10 of Swords in reverse. Some people took heed, some people didn't. Page of Wands. Okay. I heard you were there to open their eyes. Also, okay, so for some of you, like if you're in school or something like that, or just again with these groups, Uranus is in your 9th house. We can't ignore Uranus with this full moon because it's touching it. There could be an opportunity, an unexpected opportunity to go away, to go learn somewhere foreign, to I don't know, there's just that there's an opportunity in the 9th house that is unexpected. Okay. um What's the next thing to happen as a result of the full moon? Two of Swords. That's the next thing to happen. Two of Swords is a decision. Okay, what's the guidance? Guidance is the Moon and the Ace of Swords with the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. So you have a decision coming up, and your guidance is to be emotionally clear about your next move. Emotionally clear. So for me, for you, with that, your emotions, the moon, we're talking about the full moon in the 11th house for you, that's Cancer, not being influenced by other people, by what society, because the 11th house is society, is the people, right? Not being overly influenced by that. Clarify the Two of Swords. Wow. The Two of Swords is clarified by the Lovers. The Lovers is can also be considered a choice. Whatever the case though, I really do feel like this is saying like lots of new relationships are coming into your life. And for some of you, there is one like soulmate relationship. And please, I really struggle with using those words because I feel like people hang on to words like soulmate and twin flame. So I really try to be responsible with those words. But what I mean by that it doesn't just have to be romantic, you know, somebody who just, again, all that work that you've done with that North Node in the 8th house, with really going there with yourself, getting off of the surface level and going deep with yourself and with life. You got some relationships coming in that are really going to reward you for that. So like, we don't do this work for nothing, y'all. Like, for real, you are appreciated for appreciating yourself and like for doing this work. So that North Node in your 7th house is going to be there for the next year and a half. So, you know, let these emotions culminate, deal with these emotions for some of you about these past relationships and connections. But there are some relationships that are coming in that they are especially aligned for you. And I feel like with them touching Uranus, they're going to take you higher. They're going to take you higher. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Virgo. I appreciate you. I pray that those messages find you well, help, and heal. I have Libra, Scorpio, Sag on deck. Go into Libra, and then I'll have Scorpio and Sag. Okay. All right. Let me put this away. Libra, you're having this, okay, in your 10th house. Very public, very much about career, status. I am here next level. Okay, we'll see what that means. But it is about that, right? I always talk about 10th house being most public, and then that means that the sun is in your 4th house, your most private area of your life. There could be something that's culminating, ending, changing form, going to a new level, okay, when it comes to work. Now, here is the thing. Mars is retrograde conjunct this full moon. Mars naturally rules your 7th house because Mars is associated with Aries, and that's your 7th house. So whatever Mars is doing is affecting that 7th house of your one-on-one relationships. What's going on with that? Because there could be people in your workplace. Now, it's kind of specific, okay? People in your workplace or they have to do with like your status or your image or something like that, that there is some like repressed anger there that they might not be showing it, but you could feel it, okay? And around this time of the full moon, it could actually feel kind of like, you know, more aggressive than usual because it's conjunct a full moon. It's amplified, but Mars is retrograde, so he's kind of like, you know, if they don't know how to express themselves, right? Mars retrograde can manifest itself very emotionally immature. So it could be a lot of passive aggressive stuff going on versus healthy expressions of anger, which is normal. We all feel angry sometimes. Okay, let's get into your tarot. Let's see. Because what is that? Okay, you have the Three of Pentacles. I was going to say that. See, every time I, excuse me, every time I second guess myself, Spirit's like, you should have said, some of you, these work friends, no, it's a no. It's a no. Just because you work with people, that does not mean that they're your friend. Okay, and that's just some real talk. Like, you know, I'm not trying to be daunting. That is very real, and I really do feel that. You have the sun in your 4th house opposing that energy I was just talking about, and the sun naturally rules your 11th house of friends, associations, groups. Pluto just went into your 5th house. So you are one, you're coming more into self. You have the North Node in your 6th house, and whew, I just went through that. Oh my God, I just went through that. So Libra, listen, things could be changing at work. Things could be changing at work. You might not even be around these same people at the end of this North Node transit in your 6th house. I'm telling you, that North Node transit in your 6th house might also be pushing you to be more independent or into your own type of like work, your I don't know, a different field or something. Yep, 3 of Pentacles, the Star. Yep. Judgment in reverse. Another thing that, see, this is what I'm saying, like realizations I'm still having now that the nodes are in Pisces and outer area in the South Node specifically. When the South Node was in my 12th house, what I did not realize was happening is that hidden enemies were being exposed to me. Now, why I think that was so hard, I'm saying this to you, Libra. I'm not saying it because I'm trying to make it about me, I swear. South Node is going into your 12th house now because the North Node is in your 6th house. And I'm saying that to say it was hard, I think, for me to see it while I was in it because some of those people were close to me. Okay? Some of those people I considered close to me. And so I was ignoring certain emotions or like subtleties and nuances that I was getting. All right, so I just want to be very clear about that could happen. You already have the 3 of Pentacles, the Star, and Judgment in reverse out here. Okay. Now, Neptune in your 6th house. Yeah, I was about to say, I know Mars is connecting. I'm sorry, I have all my transits written down right here just so I can, it's a lot that's happening with this full moon. Neptune is trining Mars here. You're seeing it. I think you're starting to see. And that South Node in your 12th house is not going to let you miss it. Not before it leaves. Before that South Node leaves your 12th house, you're going to know who is secretly a hater in your circle. Okay? What's the next thing that happened in reference to this full moon for Libra? Ooh, the Chariot. Movement, that is the Cancer energy. Movement. The 3 of Wands. Movement. You're going on an adventure. The Wheel of Fortune. I think you're another one. You're another one. Who did I say that to? Cancers. I think it was Cancerians. That you might not, what I'm saying right now, right? It might not make sense, right? You're like, I'm happy at my job. Like, I like it. You know, you could be moving. Even if that's shifting departments, even if that's you get promoted between now and whatever. Okay, just the guidance. The Hangman is the guidance. Pisces and the Page of Cups. That's the 6th house. That's where the North Node is. Your everyday life is about to go through a huge transformation over the next 1.5 years. And I think it's going to be very positive for you. Pisces in the 6th house. This is more rest. This is more ease. This is more flow. Now, with the South Node being in your 12th house, this is getting out more. But the nodes have switched. We're not in Aries energy, so it's not so Mars driven. This is Neptunian. This is Jupiterian energy. It's flow. It's ease in your everyday life. It's more leisure. It's more spirituality. Okay? And Mars is retrograde in your 10th house. So you're already rethinking how you go about work and if you want to be going this hard like this. Okay, so pay attention to how you really feel, because also that Mars retrograde does not just have to be other people for you. It could be that you're feeling certain repressed emotions about work that you do, because the sun is shining in your fourth house. It's illuminating how you really feel, down in that most private area of your life. Not what you show us in the 10th house, but how you really feel. Now, what could be happening at the full moon is that the moon is reflecting the sun, and so your emotions could be a bit more on display, right? We're seeing you're not happy at work, Okay. All right. Clarify the Chariot as the next thing to happen. All right. Like it's showing on your face now. Okay. And for some of you, because you're having these realizations like, dang, I really don't be happy at work, or dang, I'm feeling these heavy emotions, like some of you are going to start to incorporate North Node in your sixth house, better routines for yourself that just really cater to you having a better experience every day, not feeling worn down, tired. Saturn's still in the sixth house for you right now, but remember, by the spring, the real new year, by the spring equinox, oh, the vibrations are shifting yet again. Saturn in Aries, Neptune in Aries. Like, what kind of world are we going to be living in? We don't even know, but we can feel it. It's like the mind can't quite conceive a vision yet, but you can feel the vibration of it, and it's asking you to believe although you are afraid. Okay. Clarify the guidance. And I feel like with the sun and the Chariot here, okay, I feel like they're saying the way forward is going to become clearer. Like I said, I don't feel like this Cancerian full moon is action driven, even though it's conjunct Mars. I actually don't feel like you need to be acting on Mars retrograde conjunct the moon, impulsively at least. Okay, the Hangman, and this just confirmed the Hangman, Two of Swords in reverse here. Oh, this makes sense. Okay, South Node in your 12th house. The Hangman is Pisces. Remember, I've been a broken record. That's your 6th house. That's where the North Node is. Two of Swords in reverse. You're getting out of overthinking. You're getting out of overthinking, and that is your guidance. Okay, this is your guidance. Hangman, Two of Swords reverse, Knight of Swords. All those thoughts, like South Node in 12th house. I've just dealt with this transit. Get out of the mind. For you, that's Virgo in your 12th house. I just, woo! For me, it's Libra, so it's another air sign. So I'm thinking in a house where I just feel like you should not really be thinking. Like, and you have Virgo there. Virgo can be very particular and detailed and very perfectionist energy, and that's needed, but not right now. South Node is there, so we don't need that right now. Okay. And so this is really asking you to get out of that. Anytime, this is going to highlight your health. So any type of habits or anything, it's time to get out of what is familiar. Okay. Yeah. And I think you have a decision coming up too, but like I said, for you, Libra, this feels further out as well. Knight of Swords, King of Pentacles. For y'all, it feels like a job shift, career shift, and that's right on par for y'all. We've been talking about that. Okay, I could go on and on and on and on and find different aspects, but I'm gonna go ahead and get to Scorpio. I appreciate you, Libra. I pray these messages find you well, help, heal, all the things. All right, Scorpio. Oh man. Okay, it's happening in our 9th house. And this is the God house. I think it's the God house because it's naturally ruled by Sag. It's like the higher philosophies of life. This one was just coming to me. It's also kind of like how you put yourself out there too, because the 3rd house is local, it's what's familiar, it's your local community. And I think Mars being in that 9th house has really touched on a wound of being able to really confidently put yourself out there. Really put yourself out there. And for some of you, for all of you, Mars rules your 6th house, right? Aries. For some of you, this is literally like, this affects your everyday life because Mars rules that 6th house. So your ability to put yourself out there, for some of you, it's about career too, because the sun, who is obviously the sun, we need the sun to make a full moon. And the sun is ruled by Leo, who's your 10th house of career, public image, status, how you're seen. So this wound, this culmination of emotional energy that is happening in your 9th house has everything to do with how confidently you put yourself out there. You've had Chiron in the 6th house really helping you to really work through that wound. Some of you need a massage. I'm seeing somebody getting a massage. That's why I'm like doing my fingers that way. Okay. And I think I like Uranus in the 7th house connecting to this, because that's your house of one-on-one relationships and how you and who you're connecting with. And I think through healing this wound, I think you're going to be surprised by who you connect, who you attract and who you connect with. If you're online, okay, I really want to make a point about this, okay? You could be really, you will be surprised by who you bring in. Now, in the same token, okay, because you have the South Node now in your 11th house, people are going to fall off too. People are going to fall off. Because of your growing confidence, because the North Node is starting to get situated in your 5th house, the home of Leo. Okay, so you're more bold, you're more expressive, you're more creative, you're boldly expressing your spirituality because Pisces is there, Neptune is there for right now. I also want to say Black Moon Lilith is in your 1st house now. So it's almost like this, Scorpio, like either people are going to gel with you or they not. Like either people are going to rock with you, people are going to be able to, resonate with you, or they're not. It's kind of just given that Black Moon Lilith in your 1st house. Like you might come off a little strong to people. There could be something that is very disconcerting. I think that's the word. I remember feeling that Scorpio rising. I was like, wow, that is a perfect word to describe like how I feel. Like sometimes I can make people feel unintentionally, right? It's like sometimes coming into that energy can be like, whoa, what is this? But same token, you're also going to attract people who really vibe with that energy and really like want to go deep into that energy with you and really get into the creativity with you and the expressive, all the things. Okay. Also love. Okay. Let's talk about it while I shuffle. I had that download for you guys about your standards. Okay. North Node's in your 5th house. It could very well be that you start to play a little, have a little fun, Mars is still retrograde. I would, not get into anything too heavy with that energy, but don't lower your standards, okay? You have the 8 of Swords. And that's another reason why I don't even think I need to say that, because I think that this full moon plays a part in that and how you put yourself out there. You're going to put yourself out there more boldly now. And so you're going to attract that. You're going to attract people who are sure, people who are just as bold, Remember, we attract what we are, not what we want. Fortunately. Okay, you have the High Priestess. The 9 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, so like I feel like you have there's a deep knowing that you've always had the High Priestess there. But this 8 of Swords has clouded that, right? High Priestess is our intuition, it's our direct line to spirit. And the 8 of Swords clouded that. Like you had this deep knowing, but the 8 of Swords, being in the mind too much, being in the mental too much, right? And it always stopped you. 9 of Cups in reverse. Well, I'm not going to say always, but maybe things were not as successful or moving in a way that you necessarily wanted. 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment, and that's in reverse, right? You have the Hermit card here. Yep, and Judgment. This could be something that you have silently like judged yourself for. I know Scorpio risings, we have such a good mask, So it's the next thing to happen. Next thing to happen is judgment. All of these decisions. I mean, it is a full moon. It is a full moon. And the Seven of Pentacles here on the bottom of the deck, your guidance is the Ten of Wands. Ooh, and the Page of Wands. There was heaviness. Right? And the Star. Yeah, Page of Wands and the Star. What is that? Okay, it has to do with the Eight of Swords. Got it. Clarify that Eight of Swords then. The King of Wands, Hermit card, and the Page of Wands. Oh, okay. I feel like you just weren't going big enough. This is what I'm saying with Mars retrograde in that 9th house of putting ourselves out there. I feel like you just weren't going big enough, Scorpio. Like, I feel like, and what is that? Like, there was like shame with wanting more, going bigger. And okay, the sun in your 3rd house, it could have something to do with having or feeling like you have responsibility to community. You have Pluto in the 4th house. I'm telling you, your family values are going to change over the next 20 years. Whew, mine have already been like, I think I'm going to move to a cottage in the middle of nowhere. Okay, but that's just me. I think that you could have had this way of thinking, because 9th house is that. It's our philosophies that kind of govern our life too, along with the 12th house. You could have had these philosophies that kept you like maybe indebted to the community that you were in, the neighborhood that you were in, the people that you always knew, the family that you were born into, the responsibilities that you thought you had to, you know, tend to, the people, friends, certain friends you thought you had to do. You know, I really think that that's just it. And this wound, this healing for you is really just opening your eyes to where you could have been holding yourself back to really make other people comfortable. Some of you, this is a wound of like, okay, because you have Aries in your 6th house. This could have been a wound of like not feeling like you were leaving people behind, right? I know that can be a big thing, especially in communities that I grew up in. That's a big thing, like feeling like, oh, so and so and moved on up and da, 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 and they didn't left us behind. And some of you have been pushed to start your own business or something like that, you know, and maybe there was a lack of confidence because it was never seen before. You have Aries in the 6th house. That is the starter. It's the first. So you could have been the first maybe to have this idea to start something new, to live your life a little bit differently, whatever that might be. I feel like you're now having confidence to step into it, okay? Because the North Node has wrapped up in your 6th house. So you've learned a lot of lessons about having control over your own life. And I think you're having more confidence about that to live it more boldly. Okay, clarify judgment as the next thing. That's the Queen of Cups. And the 8 of Cups. So yeah, some of you had like a very heavy duty or responsibility. I'm gonna say like to some of you, it's like to like feminine energies or something in your life too. Some of you, I know that's very specific. Okay, and you're giving that back. You're cutting that tie. I'm hearing your only duty is to yourself right now. North Node is in your 5th house. South Node is in your 11th house of other people. So, you know, it might sound harsh, but that's the way to try to set up for you. Like I said, Scorpio, it's at the point where I feel like Spirit is saying, like, those who are going to vibe with you, they're going to vibe with you. Like, it's not too much more to push. Like, this is not an action-oriented full moon. This is about coming to terms with really big emotions. Okay. Yo, look at the guidance. Look at the guidance. 10 of Wands, 4 of Wands. What did I say you felt indebted to? Your communities, family, home. Look at that 4 of Wands. It's about home, family. Look at that 10 of Wands. That's heavy. She's burning the wands, literally. So this is that. This is, yeah, 5 of Cups. You're not living. People could have been vicariously living through you. You could have been living out people's disappointments and not even knowing it. It was like, wow, like this is like carrying like a trope of like, this could be like generational, like expectations and what they didn't accomplish. And there's so much coming in with this. And Pluto is in your 4th house. So like you're only going to get deeper into this ancestry stuff and like breaking generational curses over the next 20 years. So live your life. You just might be, you are the one. Like you're a generational curse breaker. Pluto in the 4th house. Like you're going to be changing things. And so it is best that you live your life the way that you see fit. Okay. And as far as like relationships, people are unpredictable. Uranus in your 7th house. That's the whole gist of things. Don't even worry about that. Be you. Come from this confidently, newly healed place. All the right people are going to come. All the wrong people are going to fall off. With Uranus in your 7th house, there's absolutely nothing that you can control about your relationships right now. It's all about your vibe. So just let your vibe attract your tribe. That's it. That's all you can work on with that. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Scorpio. I love you. I pray these messages find you well, help and heal. I'm going to get to Sag, and we're going to get out of here. I started this at like, I tried to start right at the full moon, but my tea wasn't hot enough, so I had to read it. The full moon started at about 5:26 Eastern time, I believe. So we're still in it. We'll be in it. Not for too much longer because it was at the later degrees of Cancer, 23, which is the 4 of Cups. It's the 3rd decan of Cancer. So it's the last 10 degrees of Cancer, and that's the 4 of Cups. Which also means, since we're talking about it, that the sun is at 23 degrees Capricorn, and that's going to be the 4 of Pentacles. That's the 3rd decan of Capricorn. Okay, so that's just some like, if you want to just look at how the energies are, you can just use those tarot associations and just kind of look at what is happening energetically. Okay. All right. So let's get into it for Sagittarius. This is going to be happening in your 8th house. It's a house of shared resources, finances, joint accounts, contracts. It's also a house of intimacy, like deep intimacy, connecting deeply. It's a house of taboos because it's naturally ruled by Scorpio. Mars is conjunct the full moon in that house for you, and Mars naturally rules your 5th house of children, dating, sex, your business if you have one. And then you have the sun in Capricorn, which is making this full moon by opposing it in your 2nd house of assets and resources that you've acquired on your own. So it's the opposite of your 8th house of shared resources. So there could be something that is coming to a close when it comes to something shared that you have with someone. You have Uranus in your 6th house as well. For some of you, it could have to do with a family member, family. I'm looking at all this action going on in your 4th house. North Node is there for you now. 7 of Wands in reverse. Okay. 6 of Wands in reverse. Some of you, this is the end of like supporting someone. For some of you could be connected to a child. Okay. Have the 9 of Wands. Yeah. This is, yeah. This is you. Somebody is like, I feel like you're pushing someone to maybe, okay, this is coming through a lot of different ways. All right. Some of you could be pushing someone to kind of like really stand on their own too, like really pushing them to be more independent, really get out there and, you know, I can't do this anymore. I can't support you anymore, you know. For others of you, okay, you could be changing something. You could be downsizing. You could be, because the North Node's going into your 4th house. This is all about now what really matters. Okay, South South Node in your 10th house, about career, public status, right? Like where you're having to lean away from that. Okay. Pluto going into your 3rd house, Sun in your 2nd house. So something could be changing about your finances. And I'm going to be quite honest, it could be a welcomed peace, right? Like if you're wrapping up paying something, right, it alleviates something, you know, it frees your pockets up some, you know, puts extra money in your pockets. Like I all right, let me see what's the next thing that happened. Thank you. It's the Ace of Wands. The next thing that happened. That's great. It's the guidance. Guidance is the 10 of Wands. Yep. Okay. Cool. You're putting down a burden. You are putting down something that has been heavy. You are that is culminating. That is ending. That is ending. For some of you, this could be legal. Like I'm saying, like this could be something that you're paying off because this is a financial axis for you, just like it was for Gemini. Theirs is just opposite, full moon in the 2nd house. So it could be because the sun is connected to Leo. That's your 9th house. It's a legal house. It could be something that you're paying off, and it really adds like some levity to things. House. Yep. 8 of Pentacles. And yep, 8th house can represent work as well, because we share a contract with a job, right? Like that we get a resource from them by giving them work, right? So they pay us, right? So it could be that could be that too. 8 of Pentacles, 8th house. 4 of Cups. That's where the full moon is. I just said that. The 4 of Cups. That is the decan of the full moon, the Cancer full moon, 23 degrees of Cancer. So I don't know. I feel like for you, Sagittarius, you could be another one who was maybe starting to work from home. Something's pulling you away from work. It's pulling you away from who you've always been, okay? Because status is 10th house and Uranus in your 6th house, you just might like it. You just might like it. You might have some contention, some of you, maybe, about finances and the change of finances or something ending or a contract ending, and so you're not going to have that check anymore or something. I don't know, but with Uranus in your 6th house, North Node in your 4th house, I don't know, there's something unexpected that's actually pleasant about it. It's actually pleasant about it. Some of you might have a business now that you start from home. North Node just left your 5th house. Maybe now you have more skill to run your business or something. Okay. Clarify the Ace of Wands as the next thing. The Justice card. Oh, I love that. And the Knight of Swords. Some of you, this could be a payout. Could be a payout. Clarify the Ten of Wands as guidance. The Devil. Yeah. That's the 2nd house. And oh my God, the Devil is Capricorn. That's why it's your 2nd house. But look at that, the 4 of Pentacles. That's why I said the sun is at this time of the full moon. 23 degrees Capricorn is the 4 of Pentacles. I do feel like this is financial for you. And you could be about to go through, well, you've already gone through a journey of like your self-worth and your finances, because Pluto just left your 2nd house. So I feel like this has something to do with that. This is culminating. This is culminating that in some kind of way. Whatever it is, Sagittarius, I think be open to the changes that are going to be taking place with the North Node in the 4th house. You could really be home more. And just interesting fact that's like popping up randomly is if you're in the States, if you're in America, the United States, I believe, is a Sagittarius rising, and the North Node is now in our 4th house. With this emphasis on home or being home, right? Or finding one's true self. Who are we really? Okay, and so you're kind of in alignment with that, Sagittarius. So I don't know, just interesting, something that they were like throwing in there. All right, that's what I have for you guys. I appreciate you all. I feel like I was very low energy, but I just wanted to come authentic. I didn't want to come be all like, hey guys, these are all the things, like it's just not how I'm feeling. But I'm still feeling the full moon. I just want to authentically be in it and feel it, no matter how that is, and come like that. Because, like I said, something I've been working on as a Scorpio rising is my mask. Like, sometimes I don't even know. Like, it's like a protective thing, but I want to connect. And so I have to be authentic. I don't want to feel like I have to come on and be a certain way. And hi, I'm Manaeileena. And, sometimes I'm feeling that, sometimes I'm not. And I just want to be authentic when I'm not. So I appreciate you guys. It was kind of cool that we did the reading during the full moon. We're still in the full moon. So enjoy, relax, care for yourself. Spend time with people that you love. That's all the Cancerian things. Take care of your responsibilities. That's the Capricorn aspect of it, but don't overdo it. Okay, Pluto's not in Capricorn anymore, so it doesn't have to be grueling and hard, and like, just flow through it. Okay, so I love you guys. I'm going to chill. And I pray all these messages find you all well, help, heal. Until next time, y'all. Bye.